Hello and welcome to week 7 of Rewiring Your Brain. So, first off, whoa, we are moving toward over halfway. And it's important to pause because this is a time in the kind of creative cycle where we can feel like we are moving backwards. This is a time when we can feel serious about it, like we're really deep in the challenging moments. And I want to just say, just pause and allow whatever's here to be here. This is a process. It's a process of learning how to be with discomfort and learning how to move forward and go toward your heart's desires without needing to feel like it, without being motivated, without using willpower, but actually connecting to something deeper and learning the skill set to move through things, even if they're challenging. So we're going to start today with a meditation, and it is a juicy meditation. So I want you to just take a moment to have a seat and to get real comfy. And take some deep breaths, let your eyes shut down. You can just allow my voice to lead you for the next few minutes. And just notice where your bum meets the seat, and notice how you are supported by the chair or by the bed or supported by the earth without needing to ask for anything. Just supported naturally. And take a moment to just take a deep, slow breath. And then as you exhale, exhale just as slowly and intentionally. And let's do one more like that, really taking a slow, deep inhale. And then a slow, deep exhale. And from this posture, from this calmness, taking a moment to connect with your heart, the area around your heart. And maybe just think for a moment of one or two things that you're grateful for in this moment. Maybe your children, or maybe your kind heart, or maybe your job that supplies you money to live your life, or maybe it's that you have legs and arms to live, arms to hug the ones you love, legs to walk on this earth. Whatever it is, just connecting to something you're grateful for. And feeling it in the entire body. And you can let go of the gratitude and just feel what it feels like in this moment to sit in this body, to be with what's here right now. Feeling your senses awake, listening to the sounds in the room, listening to my voice, feeling the air on your cheek, feeling the seat underneath your bum, fully allowing all of your senses to awaken. And from this space of awakening, imagine in your life that you have 1 year to live. And just sense what would matter to you. What would you want to do? What would you want to experience? What would be the deep intention that is guiding you through that year if you had 1 year left to walk this earth? Trusting whatever arises, not judging it, just trusting it. What would be the deep intention that was guiding you through the last year of your life on this earth? And then imagine that you have a month left to live. You might sense what you do, what activities, what you'd want to experience, what the underlying and deep intention would be. How would the compass of your heart be guiding you the last month as you walk this earth? And then now you have a week left. And let that be real for you. See if you can put yourself into that, like really, 1 week left on this earth. And sensing what you'd want to do and what you'd want to experience. What's the deep aspiration that's calling you home? What's the deep aspiration that's calling you home? And now sense you have 1 day left. Sensing what you'd want to do and what you'd want to experience. What's the longing in your heart? The aspiration in your heart? And then you have just a few moments. A few moments. And just sense what matters to you in these last few moments. Right here. What does your heart long for? What is it you most want to experience? In your last few moments. Feel it right here in your body, in your heart. What you're longing for. Let it be as big as it is. Let yourself fully fill yourself with it, so you can let it be absorbed into you, that longing, like a sponge. You can surrender into it. Let it fill your world as you become what you're longing for. As you take your next breath and you re-enter into this reality where there's some map of time and there seems to be some future ahead. Trust that the more you awaken that longing, the more intimate you become with it, the more it has the power to carry you home, the more it has the power to inform all of your moments of your life, your relationships, your career, your day-to-day choices, your day-to-day actions, your thoughts. This intention, this aspiration, this longing in your heart becomes the seed of your future. When you do things with this intention, this aspiration as the base, the underbelly, the foundation, you plant seeds with that intention, not only in your life, but in the world. Take one more deep breath. And then you can let your eyes begin to open. If emotion is here, that's welcome and perfectly normal and okay. Pause for a moment if you need this video and take note of what your intention is. You'll notice the difference between intention and goal. The intention behind your life is what we just tapped into. It's kind of the background of your life. It's the foundation of your life. And small goals can serve that foundation. Can you feel the difference between what we just tapped into and having the goal of going to the gym 5 times a week? They're very different. They're very specifically different. Goals serve a small self, the small self that lives in the material world, the small self that has to get things done, the small self that wants to become something, that wants to change this humanly figure, right? That wants to manifest material goods in the world. The small self. It's called the small self only because it's the impermanent self. It's the self that will arise in birth and die, this physical form. And then there's the larger self. The larger self is what got deeply connected in that intention, manifestation, exercise. The large self is connected to the understanding that what we do affects everything. That actually the intention behind our actions are seeds that grow our future. That everything we do right now, how we do it, the intention behind how we do it actually is planting seeds, is planting karma for what's next. So when we act inside of this intention, the larger self, the intention of wanting to be connected, the intention of wanting to be present, the intention of wanting to be loving and kind, whatever came up for you, that when we actually act from that place, we serve a bigger purpose on the planet, a purpose for all beings. It's a very heartfelt, connected understanding the boundness of you and every other person walking the earth. It's an intention that's deeper than the small ways we want to change ourselves or fix ourselves. It's something deep and resonant. It's something felt in the body. Small goals are just kind of working in the mental mind. They think the small goals that we set usually come from a place of I need to fix, there's something wrong with me, there's something bad about me. Intention is that, oh, there's something bigger going on here. There's something more profound going on here than what meets the eye. And our goals can completely be in service to our greater intention. Like, if you want to live a life of service, if that's the intention that arose, then maybe, your whole life you want to serve others, then maybe staying healthy actually informs and serves that bigger intention because you want to live a longer life. But it's not based in like, I want to look a certain way, or I want my body to be, a certain way so that I'm sexy to others. Like, it's a very different thing. Neither is bad or wrong. They just come from this different place. And can you feel the difference between an intention and then a grasping at something? The intention of like, oh, I feel this in my body and in my heart, versus a grasping of like, oh, I need to look a certain way or fix something about me so that people like me better or so that I fit better into the world, right? They're just different. So as we keep exploring this work, it's important to stay in deep connection with our intention. Why are we here? What actually matters to us? And how can we bring our goals into the service of that intention? So grab a piece of paper or grab your journal, and I want you to write out these 3 circles. So pause the sheet if you need, or pause the movie if you need, and look at the sheet and write the sheet. The first circle, so you'll notice this is from right to left. The first circle on the right. Well, it depends how you're holding this. It depends how you're holding the paper. If the paper's facing you, it's left to right. It's like you're reading. This circle, above the top circle, the very first circle, is commitments or deep intention. Above the middle circle is consistent, I underlined consistent, aligned action. And then in parentheses, I put goals. That's the small goals. And then on the top of the last circle, I just put results happen. Results happen. And then underneath, below goals, you have. Below consistent action, you have do. Below commitment, you have be. And the arrows are backwards for a reason. So have to do to be. We're going to talk about this. So look at your paper now. Draw off the paper. Look at it. So what society teaches us is this model. Once I have something, once I have the perfect body, once I have the perfect job, once I have the perfect partnership, once I have the yoga studio, once I, whatever it is, once I have, well, then I can finally date, or I can finally go on that vacation, or I can finally move into my own apartment, or I can finally, whatever it is. And then I'll be something. I'll be happy. I'll be at peace. I'll be calm. I'll be enlightened, awakened, whatever it is. So society teaches us to go get what we want, then do what we want, and then be what we want. And I'm going to suggest the opposite. To become your deep intention in each moment. And act accordingly. Act in alignment. And results, you don't even need to worry about it. They happen on their own. So, in the circle of commitments and deep intention, I want you to write what came up in your meditation. If you need to do that meditation once a day for a week, or once a week for a month, to keep diving deeper into your intention, but write 1 to 3 words of what your deep intention is. So it could be love, present, connected, giving, kind, of service, whatever it is, whatever arose, free, whatever it was. Write it in the commitment and the deep intention circle. So as you go through this week, we're going to start noticing where our actions come from. So they come from either 1 or 2 places. They come from the small self, the thinking you need to fix something, thinking something's wrong. And this is what I'm going to call fear. Or they come from the deep intention, which I'm going to call love. This all-encompassing love as an energy, not as like a romantic love, but as a way of being in the world, love it. Okay? So we take actions from 1 to 2 places, from love or fear. from your deep intention, the large self, every time. The larger, deeper intention, or fear, thinking something's wrong, blaming others, blaming yourself, coming from this place of fear, needing to protect yourself, whatever it is. So we're going to go for a week playing in the realm of making every action inside of your deep intention. So here's what you do. Every morning you wake up and you reconnect with your deep intention. And then before you act throughout the day, you ask yourself, is this in service of my deep intention? Is this in service of what I'm committed to? Is this action coming from love, connection, kindness, whatever your commitment is? Is this action, thought, word, aligned with my commitment, aligned with my deep intention as I walk this earth? And as you do this process of checking in, recommitting, asking the question, does this align? You slowly become your intention. You become the walking, living example, the being, the change of what you want. Aligned action. And then we begin to notice the results of that. Maybe you're committed to being engaged. Maybe you're committed to being kind. Maybe you're committed to being connected. Maybe you're committed to being present. Does this action align? Am I being present? Or am I worrying about the fear of the future and making the action, from that place? Or I'm having fear of rejection, so am I taking the action in front of that place? Like really, where are your actions coming from? What are driving your actions? Boredom, that's fear. Not being able to be with yourself, that's fear-driven. Instead of asking yourself, okay, I'm bored, I'm noticing I'm wanting to take action from boredom. What could I do that's really loving, kind, connected? Call your mother. Call your daughter. Go on a walk. Hug your husband. Beginning to take deep action in complete alignment or complete service of your deeper intention. And we're going to do it playfully. Playfully. Life is serious enough. You turn on the news, you get a bunch of seriousness. You go to work, you get a bunch of seriousness. So for a week, playing and actually being what you want in the world. So if you're committed to giving, buy someone a coffee at a coffee shop. Pay for them before they come in. If you're committed to giving, go and ask people that you love if they need anything from you. Maybe make a dinner for a family in need. Maybe contact a church and see if anybody needs anything. Maybe go through your closet and get rid of the clothes you don't use and give it, right? Your actions, aligning them to your commitment and doing it playfully. I smile playfully because life, it's not that serious. This is a new moment to choose. To really choose, like I have choice in every action I take. And in this action, what I do in this moment, it plants the seed of my future. And taking responsibility of that. When I act in fear, I plant fear. When I act in love and deep connection and my deep intention, I plant that not only for myself, but for the community I live in and for the world that I live in and for my family unit and for my friend unit. So if you're at work and you're taking action out of fear, complaining about work or gossiping at work or, thinking about how much you hate work when you're working, those are the seeds you're planting, and you have to take responsibility of that. There's nothing bad or wrong, but don't wonder why the culture at your work is a certain way if those are the actions you're planting. Or in your relationship, if you're constantly blaming your husband or thinking about divorce or whatever it is, the more that you're planting that seed, that's what the future brings. So being responsible that every action you take in this moment is the seed that enters the earth, that enters the space, the energetic space, that enters your life to manifest your future. So this week, align all your actions to your deep intention. And know that I'm here to support you. You can contact me at any time. Blessings during this week. Have so much fun. And be the change you want to see in the world. That's an overused statement, but it's so profound and wise. Be the change. Be the change. By doing the aligned thing, not worrying about the result, you'll get the result you're looking for. Okay, see you next week.